Teach like a pro, the ultimate guide to online teaching. In the modern world, online teaching has become an increasingly popular option for both educators and students. Teaching online can be a great way to reach more people, extend the reach of your educational institution, or even just accommodate your own busy schedule. However, it is important to understand the fundamentals of how to teach online before you jump into this new type of learning environment. In this video, we will provide helpful advice and tips on how to effectively teach courses online, so you can get started with confidence. As more and more schools make the transition to online learning, it is important for educators to understand how to effectively teach an online course. Here are the top 10 tips for teaching online. Tip number 1: prepare ahead. Preparing ahead of time is essential for any successful online teaching. This includes familiarizing yourself with the learning platform, gathering the necessary materials to teach your course, and researching different ways to engage students in their learning. By taking the time to plan ahead, it will not only help you feel more organized and confident, but also make teaching smoother and more enjoyable for both you and your learners. Tip number 2: get familiar with technology. Being comfortable with the technology you are using to teach online is essential. Taking the time to get familiar with all of the tools available and how they work together will ensure your online lessons run smoothly. Familiarizing yourself with web conferencing, file sharing, and virtual whiteboards can help you create an engaging learning environment for your students. Tip number 3: set clear expectations. Setting clear expectations is an essential part of teaching online. This includes setting out guidelines for student participation, the use of technology, and expectations for assignments and assessments. Establishing these rules helps to ensure that the course runs smoothly, keeps students on track, and helps them to understand what is expected of them throughout the course. Having clear expectations also creates a positive learning environment conducive to successful learning outcomes. Tip number 4: engage students online. Engaging students online can be a challenge, but there are several strategies to make this easier. One tip is to create interactive activities that allow students to collaborate with each other. This could include creating discussion boards where students can post questions or share ideas and resources, or using video conferencing tools to facilitate virtual group projects. Another strategy is to utilize online polls and surveys to collect data from your students quickly and easily. By using these different tactics, you can keep your learners engaged and motivated while teaching online. Tip number 5: be flexible and adaptable. One of the most important tips for teaching online is to be flexible and adaptable. Having a plan is essential, but it's also important to be open to making changes and adjustments as needed based on the students' needs and feedback. Being able to adjust quickly will help ensure that the class remains interesting and engaging for the students, while fostering an atmosphere of trust and respect between you and them. This is especially important when teaching in an online setting, where there can be many more variables than in a traditional classroom environment. Tip number 6: leverage learning tools. Online educators should leverage learning tools to increase engagement and provide a more effective learning experience. There are several online platforms available that facilitate interactive activities, such as discussion boards, surveys, polls, and quizzes. These tools can be used to break up lectures, assess student understanding, encourage participation, and foster collaboration between students. Using these tools will help create an engaging and productive environment for both the instructor and students. Tip number 7: use assessment strategies. Assessment strategies are a great way to help ensure that students are progressing in their online course. By utilizing regular assessments, instructors can gauge the comprehension of their students and provide additional support as needed. Using varied assessment methods such as quizzes, essays, tests, and group projects can give instructors more insight into how their students are doing and what areas need improvement. Tip number 8: stay organized and accessible. Organization is key when teaching online. Keeping your lectures, assignments, and other documents easily accessible to students will help ensure their success. To stay organized and accessible, create a filing system with folders for each topic and a master folder that contains all your course materials. This way, students can easily find what they're looking for without wasting time searching for it. Additionally, use a cloud-based storage service like Google Drive or Dropbox to store files and share them with students quickly and securely. Tip number 9: encourage collaboration. Online collaboration can be a great way for students to engage with each other and learn from one another. To encourage collaboration, consider creating group projects and giving students the opportunity to work together on activities. Alternatively, setting up open discussion boards and virtual study groups can also be beneficial in promoting social interaction between students. By giving them the chance to communicate, brainstorm ideas, and work together, you can help facilitate meaningful learning experiences for your students. Tip number 10: give feedback and support. The 10th tip for teaching online is to give feedback and support. As a teacher, it is important to take the time to provide feedback on assignments, exams, projects, and other materials. Additionally, be available to answer any questions that students may have so they can understand the material better. Lastly, actively engage with your students by providing helpful advice and responding promptly to messages. Takeaways. Overall, teaching online can be a challenging but rewarding experience. It is important to be mindful of the different challenges it poses and ensure that you have the right tools and strategies in place to ensure success. Teaching online requires organization, flexibility, creativity, and most importantly, patience. With the proper preparation and resources, teachers can find it to be an incredibly satisfying experience for both themselves and their students. Stay tuned for more videos.